All right, guys, we are going to continue factoring trinomials today. In the last one, we did page 100, where all the a values are, all of the x squared terms were all by themselves, and those ones are a little bit easier. So today we're going to talk about when a is bigger than 1, how do I do that? And it's super fun. So let's turn to page 99. And you can see that now I have a number, or I will have a number, in front of my x squared value. So when I have ax squared plus bx plus c, I kind of factor a similar way. I'm still going to set up my x puzzle, but I have to do a couple additional steps to make sure that I factor everything appropriately. So the way that I like to remember how to do this one here is I first slide, then I divide, and then bottoms up. So when I say slide, I mean I take that number and I slide to the back. Slide to the back. Okay, so when you're setting up your puzzle, you're going to start with sliding that a over and multiplying it. So really we're going to have a times c at the top of our puzzle, and we're still going to put b on the bottom. Okay, so we're still thinking what multiplies to the top and adds to the bottom. And then whatever numbers I get, Siri, hush up, go on the side here. So just like yesterday, the m and the p. So I slide over by multiplying a and c. That goes to the top. And then I follow the same process as before. So, whatever I get, I put in my parentheses. So I would have like x plus m, x plus p, but then that thing that I slid over, I have to undo that. So then I divide each factor by a. So the number that I slid over, then I got to divide it out. And if it divides evenly, that's great. But if not, we can't leave fractions. So when I say bottoms up, I mean the denominators move to the front. So like boop, boop. If you have denominators. If they divide out or reduce, you should do that. So again, it's always weirder with letters. Let's just do it with numbers. So for example, I'm going to slide that 2 over. And we're going to be thinking 2 times 4 is 8. Well, multiplies to 8 and adds to 9. So 8 and 1 will multiply to 8 and add to 9. So we'll write it out like the other day, x plus 1. X plus 8. But because I slid over the 2, I got to divide the 2 out. And if I can divide, I will. Like 8 divided by 2 is 4. But if not, bottoms up. And so that 2 comes to the front, and you got 2x plus 1. Now this will still work because when I do 2x times x, I get 2x squared. Then I have 8x, 1x for 9x. And 4 times 1 is 4. It's so fun. So you just remember slide, divide, bottoms up, and you're good to go. So we're going to try a whole bunch more now. All right, taking a look at this first one here. I'm going to slide that 2 over. And we're thinking what multiplies to 4 and adds to 5. And that's 4 and 1. So I write out x plus 4, x plus 1. But whatever I slid over, I got to divide out. So divide by 2, and if you can divide, you should. And if not, bottoms up. And again, guys, I can always know that I'm right because I can FOIL it back out and make sure I get what I started with. All right, on to the next. I got to slide that 3 over. And 3 times 2 is 6. So it multiplies to 6 and adds to -7. That's going to be -6 and -1 will multiply to a +6 and add to a -7. So I have, oh, well, it's not x. Shoot. C minus 6, C minus 1. And because I slid the 3 over, I have to divide the 3 out. And if I can divide, I will divide. If not, bottoms up. So 3C minus 1. On to the next. If I take that front number, slide to the back, I get -20. Trying to add to 8. 4 and 5. 2 and 10. 2 and 10. 2 times 10 is 20. If I make the 2 negative, then I'll get 8. So I have x minus 2, x plus 10. But because I slid the 4 over, I have to divide the 4 out. And even if I can divide only a little bit, I should. Like the 4 and 2 can reduce. That's 1 and 2. And I still have a bottom, so bottoms up. So 2x minus 1. And then here I can also reduce. It won't divide evenly, but I can reduce. Again, 2 will go into both. 5 times here, 2 times there. And I still have a bottom. So 2x plus 5. And it all multiplies back. That's 4x squared, +10, -2, and then -5. Alrighty, on to the next. If I slide this 6 over, we're thinking what multiplies to 36 and adds to -13. -9 and -4 multiplies to 36, adds to -13? Yeah, it does. So g minus 9, g minus 4, and whatever I slide, I gotta divide. And if I can't fully divide, I should still reduce. Like 3 will go into both and bottoms up, and 2 will go into both and bottoms up. So I get 2g minus 3 and 3g minus 2. So whatever is on the bottom goes in front, and whatever is in the numerator stays. On to the next. I'm going to take that number and slide to the back. And I get -72, trying to add to 6. 12 and something? No. Yeah? 12 and 6. Yeah. 12 times 6 is 72. And if I make this 6 negative, then I'll get a +6 when I add. So we'll have p plus 12, p minus 6. But because I slid over 9, I got to divide by 9. And even if I can't fully divide, I should still reduce. So 3 will go into each of those. And 3 will go into each of these. And then bottoms up. And so because 3 was on the bottom, it's going to be 3p plus 4. And 3p minus 2. Alrighty, on to the next. I'm going to slide the 10 over, and I get -150. Oof. And I'm trying to add to -19. 25 will go into that. It's got to be 25. Like 5 will go in, but that's going to make the numbers too far apart. So 25 goes into 6 times. Yeah, 25 times 6. 6 quarters is $1.50. And then if I make the 25 negative, I'll get a -19. So x minus 25, x plus 6. But because I slid over a 10, I got to divide by 10. And I'm going to have to reduce. 5 goes into both here. 2 goes into both there. And then bottoms up. So 2x minus 5 and 5x plus 3 onto the bottom. Slide to the back. And we get negative 12. Trying to add to 3. The only things that multiply to 12 are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. And there's no way for me to get 3. 13 or 11, 8 or 4, 7 or 1. This boy's prime. Or not factorable. Now, we haven't been talking about it, but I noticed on this next one, they got a GCF. Like these all have a 3 in common, so I got to take that out. And when I do that, actually makes the number smaller, which is real nice. And it actually means I won't have to slide, because when I look in here now, there's not a number to slide over. Like the 3, I already factored it out. I'm done with that. I just need to now think about what multiplies to 21 and adds to 10, and that's 7 and 3. So 3 is still chilling out front, but now I'm going to do my a plus 7, a plus 3. Oops, I said it, but I didn't write it. A plus 3. And because there was nothing to slide over, there's nothing to divide out. And so there you go. Last one. They also have a GCF of 2. Then I got 3n squared plus 5n plus 2. Now, unfortunately, this one does have something I still have to slide over. So I'm going to have to slide over the 3. And I'm thinking 1 multiplies to 6 and adds to 5. And I think I want 3 and 2, not 6 and 1, because if it's 6 and 1, something has to be negative and it won't multiply to a positive overall. So 2 is chilling out front. We're going to have n plus 3, n plus 2, but because I slid something over, I have to divide that thing out. And if I can divide, I will. And 3 divided by 3 is 1. And if I can't, bottoms up. Now, guys, I know this one seems a little bit trickier, and it is. We are going to practice it a whole bunch more tomorrow as well. So do your very best and know that we will practice more.